Okay, so if we go back to about a week ago from the time of recording this, the announcement was made that you were going to be fighting on the PFL card. Obviously, a card that a lot of people have got their eyes on, with it being the European Championship and probably being the biggest card they've put on the PFL Europe banner. Three Arena, Dublin, the finals, all this stuff. I'm sure a lot of people would look at it and gone, "Oh, amateur showcase fight. This guy must be an exciting prospect coming out of Ireland." Um, but I think it is best for you to explain it for people who aren't aware. Why do MMA fans know who you are, despite the fact that you are so early on in your career still?
Yeah, it was obviously a lot of people still know me now from the press conference back. I think it was 8 years ago, 2015. That was kind of when I got the first jump, the first wave of like people following me, and I got a lot of attention from that. And it's kind of just carried on throughout my career, like whatever I've been doing, like kickboxing, MMA, whatever it's been. I've obviously got a good few followers, and it's just carried on from that now. And now that I'm at the stage of where I can take these fights, and I'm at the age of where I can take these fights now. These opportunities are coming knocking, and I think it's going to be good as well because people obviously know me. Kind of a lot of people more probably know me for that press conference and don't know my actual fighting capability. So I'm really excited for this one that I can go out there on such a big stage, such a big show, in a big arena in my hometown and showcase my abilities this time and not just how well I can talk. So I'm looking forward to it.
It's a crazy journey to get to this point, unlike any other fighter that I've ever spoken to, because it wasn't just you didn't just create a memorable moment at a press conference. It's one of the most iconic press conferences in the sport's history, right? McGregor Aldo in Dublin, like the crowd is going nuts. Like by the first, I watched it back earlier because I hadn't seen it in years. The first couple
Yeah.
of words that you say, instantly the crowd are going nuts. You've got Connor joining in, like at that moment it is so memorable for a lot of people. And so when this news came out and it was like, wow, you've made it to the point where it's not even just. I think that the fact that you've managed to keep going and make it to being an exciting amateur prospect is incredible
Yeah.
alone. But it's like you're straight in with the PFL fighting in the three arena. Like I'm sure that for you, these things have been a long time coming, but also this is massively accelerated where you thought you would be. I imagine.
I think for other people, it's kind of like they see the news and they're a bit shocked, or they're a bit like, "Whoa, this is the kid from 8 years ago." But for me, it's always been it's been a slow, steady process. Like outside of the gym, and I've done interviews and stuff like that, and all that stuff is good. But constantly, consistently throughout them 8 years, I've been in the gym and I've been putting in hard work, and I know that that's part of this game. Is not part of the game is talking, but the whole game is inside the gym and then what you can do inside the cage. So for me, it wasn't as much of a shock because I know how good I am. I know how good I'm going to be. So, and of course, I'm the whole package as well. You know what I mean? I can talk and I have that story behind me. So, for me, it wasn't as shocking that this opportunity came knocking because I know how good I am, and I think the PFL were smart with getting in with me now. You know what I mean? Buying the stocks early, and then from here after this performance and after this whole build up to the fight, I think it's only going to skyrocket even more. Yeah, even more than the press conference back in 2015.
Yeah, absolutely. How old are you in that clip from the press conference?
I think I was 10, just going 11 or something like that. 11 maybe. It was 8 years. I'm 19 now, so I think that was just before my 11th birthday. I think it was
Because
July before me.
like it's like not only do you like get the crowd hyped up and stuff, but like you list your accomplishments that you've already got at the time. So like you said then, though to people that have seen that clip and probably not thought about it for the 8 years since they first seen it, this hasn't been an overnight thing for you. Like this has been, like you said, this has been coming for a long time. And so that was what struck me watching the clip back is like, even then, it's not only that you're incredibly confident at that age to even say that in front of that crowd, but then to be like, not only when are you going to sign me, but this is why. And then
Yeah.
to end up here, it's like, that wasn't a rare moment. That was like you just letting people know what was gonna happen. You know?
Yeah. I think it's like you don't really see many kids getting up on a big stage and telling boy like, "Oh, you're gonna be showing me in a few years, and this is what I've done, and this is how good I am." But it's just that confidence I've always had in myself, and I've never lost that confidence, and it's only grown throughout the years. Like I know how good I am, and when you actually break down what I was saying, I was basically just saying like, I'm this good now, and I'm gonna be this good in a few years' time, and you're gonna want to sign me, and it's the same way I feel now. Like I'm obviously super confident, and that just comes from my abilities and how hard I train. Like I put in work twice a day, every single day, and I've been doing that for the past 8 years. And I was doing that for years before then. So it's been not an overnight success. It's been years of constant grind and constant training in the gym. So that's where all the confidence comes from. And even as that small kid, that's where the confidence came from. Was how hard I train and how much work I put in.
Yeah, I know that you're a SBG now, which of course makes perfect sense. How long have you been there now?
SBG was the first ever gym I joined. I
Right,
joined
okay.
them I joined them when I was 7, so and then I started kickboxing when I was 4. So both the gyms I'm with now, I've been with since I'm 4 and 7 years of age. I've never changed gyms once.
Right, okay. I because it makes so much sense, like from I didn't know that at the time you were affiliated with the SBG. So it was like when I saw that you were SBG, I was like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense because people are always going to link you with Connor, with that Irish explosion that was happening at the time. But yeah, that's a match made in heaven. It makes total sense. I don't know why you would be anywhere else in the world, right? A match made in heaven.
Been there since day one. SPG true and true. Always.
Um, one of the things I was listening to a podcast the other day, it wasn't even combat sports related, and they were talking about how there is some kind of proven track record to people who say things on camera then fulfilling that exact thing, right? Whether it's, whether you want to put it down to manifestation or they were talking about how that person then when the cameras are off knows that they've said it, so it's like, well, now I've got to live up to it. And immediately, right, this is going to happen. I imagine even, years and years later into your career, you make it to the UFC, all these big things happen. People are still going to go, that's the guy from the press conference, right? Like it's always going to be tied to you. Does that, I imagine that comes with both motivation to be like, I said I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. Does it come with pressure as well to be like, people are going to say, oh, well, that kid said he was going to make it to the UFC all the way back then. So now, from then on throughout your whole career, that's what you're tied to.
As I was saying, I think it's just the confidence. Like as a kid, I never really even thought about the pressure like that situation would put onto me in my later years or even then in that moment. It's just the confidence that I have in myself. Like I know how good I am and I know where I'm going. And it's as you said, like manifestation, visualization. Like even now, like I visualized this moment for years. I visualized fighting in the tree arena. I visualized being on a big stage. I visualized being able to showcase the world and everybody else the skill set that I have and how good I am. So it's just the confidence and yeah, I have visualized everything that's happening to me now, like all the this opportunity that I'm getting and everything that's coming my way. It's doesn't feel new to me because it feels like it's almost happened before that I've thought about it so much and I've visualized it so much and I've put in so much work knowing that one day I will get to this point. So it doesn't even feel like it's doesn't even when the news broke, I wasn't really like wasn't too much around because it felt almost like it was natural, like it was going to happen one day, and now the time is here. So that's basically what it feels like.
I think what's incredible about that is if you were going to write kind of a storybook chapter for this whole to play out and you start from that press conference moment, an incredible next chapter to catch up. If we were writing a Hollywood movie, is you fighting as an amateur in the three arena, like that just makes perfect sense as the next chapter. But I think the most impressive thing from hearing you talk about your career in the past and now this opportunity you said about them with the announcement not even being like that much of a big deal to yourself is like the clip from 8 years ago. The most striking thing to a lot of people is like, wow, this kid has got self-belief and self-confidence like flying out of him. It's incredible to see, and in many ways kind of echoes the vibe that was around the Irish MMA scene of being like just fearless at the time and manifestation and coming for everything, right? And then so to have that come back around to this fight where you're like, this was always going to happen, so no big deal. Which I know that you say that. I'm sat here looking at this news being like, you're fighting in the 3 arena as an amateur on the PFL finals. 8 years on from saying that, it's like I said, it's like storybook stuff, man. I know to you it's like any old Saturday, but that's crazy
Yeah.
stuff.
No, it is nuts, and I think it will shape up for a good movie one day. It's the book is definitely not closed yet. I feel like that was probably the fourth phase. That press conference was the fourth phase. That was the fourth step, and now I'm just continuing that, and I've been continuing that since inside the gym, outside the gym. Everything I've been doing has just been leading up to these big moments, and this is kind of like the first big MMA moment I've had in my career so far. And then after this, I think it's just going to skyrocket. It's going to keep going. It's going to keep continuing, and I have no plans on stopping anytime soon. So I think when it's all said and done, and one day, 8 years on from now, even more, 16 years from now, I'll be able to sit down and be able to look back in the press conference, look back on this announcement of when I first fought in the 3 arena, and be able to start writing the book or start looking for the movie. I think it will shape up for something like that one day, 100%.
Absolutely. I think it's incredible as well that this card, there are so many fights on this card. You've got obviously the finals of the championships, all these things. And yet, I guarantee there's going to be a lot of people tuning in with one eye on your fight because of what you just said, the story and the potential narrative going forward, even of just this being the first, like you said, like the start of the second chapter almost of like, okay, well, now this is where things get serious. So, it's a credit to you, and I think a huge credit to the PFL for realizing that and getting you on this card, because I think it's a great addition. So good luck to you, mate. Thank you so much for your time, and all the best for the fight. Like I said, this Dublin card should be incredible. So yeah, super excited for it.
So I'm buzzing for it myself, yeah. Get your tickets now. Ticketmaster, code's in my Instagram bio. Use code Nathan. Get the tickets, yeah.
Yeah, good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Thank you for your time, and
No,
hopefully I'll catch up with you. Well, hopefully not 8 years in the future to talk about chapter 3, but somewhere down the line.
do one after the fight as well, yeah. We can do one after the fight as well. 100%.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. I appreciate your time, and all the best for the camp, mate.
Nice one. Thanks very much. I appreciate it.
Cheers, mate. Nice one. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.